Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Not so good.
What's up? What's going on?
I just found out a couple weeks ago that I'm pregnant with my boyfriend, who is 5 years older than I am. My parents don't like him at all, and they basically told me that I'm dead to them and that they don't want me to be a part of their life anymore. So it's really, really hard on me to be going through that. I mean, I'm old enough to have a kid and I'm old enough to live on my own, but it's just, it really hurts to know that my family has been there for me my whole entire life, has never let me down, that they are just going to give up on me now just because of this one thing that happened.
Wow. Sounds like you're in a really tough situation.
Yeah, I don't know where to go from here. And I have a job and I'm able to pay for my school, and I think that I can make it through by myself. It's just the emotional part of like losing my parents, losing my family is just really, really hard.
How far along are you in school?
I'm in my sophomore year of school.
You mentioned that your family isn't there for you. Is your boyfriend supportive of your pregnancy?
He wasn't at first, but I think that the idea is growing on him. He didn't want to have anything to do with me for like the first week, and he's finally coming around this week. And I think that in the end he'll be okay with it. But it was a real shock at first, and so he's warming up to the idea of being a father.
So you feel abandoned by your family?
Yes.
Are you in contact with them at all in any sort of way, or have they completely shut you out?
They completely cut me off. I used to be able to talk to them, call them if ever I was having a problem with anything, and they never judged me for any of the mistakes that I made. And then all of a sudden this one, it's like, no, this is the last straw. We're not going to handle this anymore. So
Do you feel betrayed by their actions?
yeah, definitely. I feel like they're judging me. And it was an accident. It was a mistake. It's not like I meant to get pregnant. I know that I could have been more careful, but this stuff happens to people, and I want to keep the baby. I don't believe that abortion is right. So I just wish that I had their support in this, and that they were behind me in all things and not just the small things.
So what actions are you doing to help support your family, your new family, with you and your child? Are you taking classes for parenting? Are you considering classes?
I hadn't considered it before, but that does sound like a good idea. I could be on the lookout for those.
And how involved is your boyfriend planning to be with your pregnancy? Are you planning on staying with him? Are you with him right now?
We're not living together, and I don't think that we will, but he is planning on giving financial support because he has a job as well, and so we're both going to go in financially together and support the baby. I don't know if eventually we might move in together and we might get married. I'm not sure yet. It hasn't really been completely discussed, but right now we know that we both want to financially support the baby.
Sounds like a lot of plans are still up in the air with this new surprise.
Yeah.
With all the shock and everything that's going through with this whole situation, how are you doing? Are you doing okay in school?
When I first found out that whole week, I think my whole mind was like, I didn't know what to do, and so I lagged behind in my studies, but now I'm trying to get caught back up, and hopefully it won't make too big of a deal that just 1 week that I was not doing so well. But I feel stronger about my studies now. It's just the the emotional stress of my family is really, like, when I'm not in class, I'm able to focus when I'm in classes, but when I'm not in class, then that's like all I can think about is how can I make my parents forgive me, and how can I make this right? And it just, I feel hopeless because I feel like there's nothing that I can do. That's up to them whether they make it right or not.
So you feel distracted by all the outside things that are going on with your pregnancy?
Yeah.
Are you planning on staying in school during the duration of your pregnancy and trying to graduate and completing school?
I might have to take a semester off, and I'm hoping that my job will be okay with that, and I'll probably take just a few weeks off from my job, and I might even have to pick up another job to help support and be able to pay for school for the following semester, but I feel confident that I'll be able to get through this.
Good. So, talking about the financial aspect, you said that you feel financially okay right now and that your boyfriend is going to help out financially. Were your parents supporting you financially before they've had an issue with your pregnancy?
Not financially, no, because I'm paying for my own school, and I pay for all of my own stuff, but it was just their love and their emotional support that was really encouraging to me. So in a way, I kind of feel like I lost my encouragement, and I'm having to encourage myself now to finish this out, and sometimes I wonder if I'm strong enough to be able to do that.
So you're missing them more on the personal basis, on the emotional support, rather than the physical financial support.
Right.
Other than your boyfriend, do you have another type of support system? Do you have friends, or are you in any position of leadership that you can pull some support from?
I'm not in a position of leadership, but I do have a couple close friends who are supporting me, especially since I have decided not to have an abortion, because they really admire that about me. So they're with me on this, and they're here to encourage me. And they're friends that I've only had since I've been in college, so we haven't been friends for too long. So I'm hoping that those friendships are strong enough to last through this. It's just different from my family, because my family's been there since I was born and helped me emotionally through everything. So to make that switch from like getting all that support from my family to switching that to my friends it's kind of rough to do that.
So you're feeling that you're being torn away from what you knew and having to face this all by yourself because your support isn't what you're used to in this capacity.
Yeah, I'm in a whole different ocean now. Like this isn't what I know. This isn't what I'm comfortable with. Not what I'm used to. But unless my parents come around, this is what I'm gonna have to get used to. This is my new life. So I'm just trying to make that transition mentally to where I can do that.
You mentioned that you weren't comfortable at the moment with the people and the support that you have in your life. Is there any way that you specifically are going to keep yourself mentally healthy and taking time away for yourself, trying to build yourself up in this situation?
Well, I'm here at counseling right now, so I'm hoping that will help with the mental and some of the emotional aspect of it. I'm gonna try my best to be as good of a friend as I can to my friends, because they're being there for me, so I want to be able to be there for them, because I believe that friendship has to go both ways. So I'm gonna do as much as I can as far as building my friendships up. I'm hoping that here this will help me mentally, and I do get some time to myself, not a lot, but I think that it's enough to focus on what I need to focus on.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you have your friends as some sort of support, even though it's never been in this capacity. Next week and during this week, I really want you to start looking at the different types of support beyond your friends and your boyfriend that you can pull from. Let's start looking at things that are available on your campus that we can start pulling from. And I really want you to start thinking about time that you can pull for yourself, where you're not distracted by the outside things that are going on with your family or by school, that we can start focusing on making sure that you're strong as a person to prepare for this future situation, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Bye.